Well, certainly there's a lot of intensity on offense, and that's a reflection of a couple things, I think. Obviously, they're playing against a very good Edmonton team, a 3-0 Edmonton team that really has, I think, caught a lot of people by surprise, but has really added some spark, much-needed spark to the Battle of Alberta. But also, there's some frustration out there. This offense has not clicked anywhere close to the expectations of the fans, of we in the media, and particularly of those guys on the field. Not even close. And but the point to remember is this is not unfamiliar territory for this team. Much the same kind of thing last year early in the season. Dave Dickinson is quick to point out that, in fact, last year was off to a bad start offensively, and they only ended up as the 13th highest scoring offense in CFL history. So this is not new ground for this team, but the fact they're going into a really big game that counts as much as it would in November, I think is very telling with the intensity level that we're seeing in practice this week.
We've seen slow starts on offense, like you said, but is it concerning how Henry Burris has not been able to get this offense moving at times?
Well, it has to be, right? I mean, he's got higher expectations. He was the most outstanding player in the CFL last year, and he's got high expectations, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that this is not good enough. And that goes all the way around the offense, but I think Henry Burris would be the first to admit that he has not been on top of his game. His accuracy has been questionable in the first few games, and again, he'd cop to that right away. And, you know, it's a testament to how far he's come as a quarterback that he has those expectations, and we have those expectations. So I think that has to be addressed, and he has to address it. And certainly it's not all him. There's been some drops out there. There's no question about it. And the protection at points in this game this season has not been great. But it's obvious something has to get better, and it probably starts with the quarterback, as it always does in the CFL.
Sounds weird to say it about Edmonton, but who should we be watching for on the other side of the ball, meaning Calgary's defense?
Wow, I mean, Ricky Ray has been outstanding. 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions this year, and the Ricky Ray that we've come to know and admire and probably fear from a Calgary perspective. The guy has just done some unspeakable things to the Calgary Stampeders over the years. Even when he had some bad teams up there, he was always a threat. And now that he's got a group around him that can kind of play at his level, that's a very intimidating group to deal with. Fred Stamps has caught some amazing footballs against the Stampeders. Darius Bowman's great. Nugent's been playing well as well for them. So yeah, that's a good group. I'm intrigued to see what their defense can do against an offense that we know is capable of better things. I think that defense has not been tested this season, and I think you can say that about both defenses that'll play Saturday night. Neither one will have faced an offense like they're going to face Saturday night. The same goes for Calgary's defense. Yeah, they've done well. I think they've answered all the questions, but they've done it against Cleo Lemon. I mean, let's face it, they've done it against Travis Lulay, who is still unproven in this league. They've done it against Buck Pierce, who is as tough as they come, but you can still question whether he's a quarterback who can win games in this league. So Ricky Ray will be the measuring stick to see where this defense is at. That's
going to be a real test for Calgary's corners?
Well, no question. The new corners, Jeff Tisdale and Greg Fassett, have done a nice job. The halfbacks, Brandon Smith, Keon Raymond, those guys will be tested as well. Brandon Smith, I think, has been superb. You look at last week's game against Winnipeg when he's matched up against Terrence Edwards, and I thought he shut him down. I mean, Terrence Edwards got 1 touchdown pass and got a very questionable pass interference call against him. But both those corners, both those halfbacks, Brandon Smith, Keon Raymond, have been absolutely terrific this year.
Week 4, and it's a real game to watch.
Well, yeah, it's very cool. I can't remember looking forward to a Calgary-Edmonton game, apart from the Labor Day games, which are always, money in the bank. But I'm looking forward to this one like I haven't looked forward to a Calgary-Edmonton game in a long time.